Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am coming on today with a little get ready with me, a little bit of fun playing with some products, and this is kind of a mix between my go-to look lately and playing with some new products. Now, I only have two new products, and that's my foundation and concealer. The go-to look portion is pretty much everything else that I used in the video, so I decided to just change it up and add a couple of new products that I have gotten lately for those categories. But the rest, the eye makeup, the blush, the powder, the lips, they're all things that I just can't stop reaching for. And I have worn the eye makeup in a couple of videos and I've gotten multiple comments about it. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go on camera and show y'all how incredibly easy it is. Y'all knew it was gonna be easy because it's an eye look that I do. I don't ever do complicated ones. So if you wanna see how I got this look, let's go ahead and get started. I know you're surprised, but the eyes are going to be super simple today. So let's start out with complexion. And I'm going to be using my Dermatology Luminous Under Eye Corrector. This is in the shade medium. And I really only press up about half of a pump worth. And then I'll kind of apply it with this cooling metal applicator, but I don't blend it out with that. I use a brush. And this is my BK Beauty 113 brush. So I just kind of pat it in. And I'll put it where it's the darkest per usual, and then I will kind of blend it up. I've talked about this in a couple of videos so far. I really like it, a lot. And even though I don't feel like I need any more extra coverage as far as the corrector goes, I'm gonna show you what I do in the case that I do. Because I applied it with this applicator, it has a little bit of product left, so I'll just take my brush and kind of swipe the product off. No use wasting any. I mean, I know it'll still be there the next time I use it, but I'll just kind of pat that in. And what I found is that it really doesn't matter how much I use of this. It never feels too heavy or looks too heavy under the eye, which is important when we're talking about anything that you put in that area because the skin is so thin and it's just prone to creping and caking and all the good stuff. Unleashia, which is one of my favorite compact foundations I've talked about a lot, released a new compact foundation that I purchased, and this is the Don't Touch Glass Pink Cushion. So from what I gather, from what I can understand from the marketing that I've seen, this is supposed to be a little bit more skin-like than the green one and maybe a little less matte. I got the shade 25 in this one. And it's the same kind of compact where it's really not like a cushion. You just press the side button and the product comes up from there. So then I just take it with my finger and I'll apply it just like any other foundation with my IT Cosmetics number 115. And what I have found, this is a different shade. So I have 27 in the green one. So this one is lighter, a little less warm. And I do find it's a little different in finish. It is a little... I'm not going to say lighter because the green one is not heavy by any means, but it's a little more luminous, a little bit different. I'm not sad that I have it. I still love the green so much, but I love that they're expanding this range and I'm excited to see if they come out with something different as well. This one wears just as well as the green one, which means all day because I get all day wear out of that green cushion. And I put a little bit of concealer. Y'all, is it just my age? All of a sudden, every month now, before my period, I will get this massive hormonal spot on my chin. Never happened to me before. I'm like, is it because I'm in my 40s? Is this what happens? Is this one of the very many things that happens? Let me know if you started getting hormonal spots later in life. So yeah, you can definitely tell this is glowier than the green. And I don't dislike it, but I don't like it more than the green. So if you already have the green, I'm not saying, oh, stop what you're doing and order this one because you're going to love it even more. Maybe you would, but I don't. I don't dislike it, but the green is still my favorite. Let's talk about a new concealer. I bought this because I had heard a lot of good things about it. One particular person that's been following me for a long time kept raving about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get it. This is the Chanel Sublimage La Corrector U, I think is how you pronounce it. Now, I had tried the Sublimage in the kind of square pot foundation and I did not like it. So I think maybe that was why I was a little hesitant to try this, but I did hear better reviews on this one. I got the shade 30. And I'm usually 30 in Chanel things. I did not want to go lighter because I don't tend to like lighter under eyes. Even though this does look a little lighter than the other 30 foundations. They probably did that on purpose. It comes with a tiny little brush, which I use for one purpose, and that is to pick up just a little bit of product from the actual pot and kind of apply it just like I did the Dermatology. Now, you don't need a lot of this. It's a very like emollient formula, which it doesn't really look like it in the pot. But when you start applying it, you will realize that it is. It's moisturizing. And again, you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. So that pot is going to last a very long time. And then I just kind of press it into where my darkness is the worst. And then I let the corrector do the job for the other areas of my eye because I don't need as much coverage over there and I don't want a ton of product sitting there. I have only used this a few times. It's good. Like, it's not a bad concealer. I really don't have any complaints about it. I need to start taking notes on it more than just using it and kind of checking it at the end of the day. But I haven't seen anything that would make me say this is not a good concealer. It is not better than my Chantecaille for under my eyes personally, but I do like it. It is very moisturizing. I think if you have dry under eyes, it might be something to look into. It has a little bit more coverage for me than my Chantecaille. So if you're someone who has that as a concealer, kind of gives you an idea of where it falls on the coverage spectrum. But again, I'm not sad that I have it, and I do like the color. It works out really well for me. And this is where the kind of products that I've been using nonstop come into play. And it starts with a cream blush. I don't reach for cream blushes as often as I should. And the reason is because I often forget about them. I will set my face and go on to other products, and then I'm like, oh, I should have used a cream blush already. And I had forgotten. Now, there's some cream blushes that work fine over powder, but it kind of depends on what powder you use. I have been trying to remember to use cream blush lately, and I've been pulling for my Beauty Pie cream blushes. I love these so much. I really love this shade. This is called Fresh Faced, and it's just this very pretty, like peachy, bright, spring type color, and it goes really good with the eye look that I'm going to be doing today. So I take my BK Beauty 106 and I pick up the product, tap it off into my palm because I don't want a ton of pigment, and then I'll just kind of stipple it onto my cheek. And this way I can build it up if I want to, but I don't go in with too much product on the front end. And I kind of go ham with cream blush because I know that if I go too much, I can always go back in with my foundation brush and just kind of go over the edges, kind of blend it out if I need to. And I hope that sometimes the camera will mute colors down a little bit, but I'm hoping that comes across. It is just, I'll swatch it for you. Such a vibrant, happy color. And I really like it. I love the formula of these. I love the price of these. Talked about them a lot. It's not new, but I have been remembering to reach for them more often. And then the powder that has been on complete repeat, no matter what foundation I'm using, it really does not matter, is my Chanel Loose powder. There's just something about it right now. My skin loves it. It works over everything. I'm going to use my Royal & Langnickel Omnia BOM 100 brush. It's a very floppy, kind of oversized paddle powder brush. And I love it for loose powders. And I'll just kind of, for lack of a better term, flop it on my skin. Because that's kind of what this brush does. It just kind of flops it on. Let's see how that just automatically like took down that shine, but it still looks good, meaning like not too flat. And I can still see the blush underneath by the end of the look. If I feel like it's been covered up, the blush, I will go back in and I will tap some more over the powder and it works fine. For bronzer, I'm going to be 1000% honest. My go-to bronzer lately has been my Jane Iredale So Bronze 1, which is discontinued. I have hit pan on the one I'm using. I only have one backup. I'm a little sad. Actually, I'm a lot sad. Let's be real. I know it's first world problems, but it is a very favorite bronzer of mine, and they don't make it anymore. They have their matte bronzers, which are good, but I don't love it as much as I love my So Bronze 1. So I am going to be using my Sigma Matte Bronzer in medium, which is still a favorite of mine. Just stamp it into the skin. I'm never upset when I use this bronzer. I mean, it's in my top 5 for a reason. It just always looks good. Now I'm going to go in with just a little bit of my Hourglass Radiant Light, just right here on the bottom for bronzer lines. I don't really need to go up into the blush because it's not a powder blush. I don't feel like there's many like harsh lines for that. This just kind of smooths everything out around where I applied the bronzer. And then for highlight, you've probably seen, like if you check, I always put in my videos what I'm wearing for that day. And if you've pulled down the makeup section and checked what I'm wearing, I feel like this has been at least my last 2, if not 3 or 4 videos. And it's the Aeropress Vanilla highlighter in the shade Falling Star. And it's just a cream highlight. For the amount that I have used of this, the fact that it is not like almost gone is crazy to me. If you were someone who doesn't like to have a lot of highlighters but likes a cream highlight and you got this, it would last you forever. I just take some on my middle and ring finger and then just tap it onto my upper cheekbone. It's very, like as natural as an added highlight can be, right? I know some people are like, that's not natural, but when I had, if you notice, when I had just that foundation on, or even before, and I turned my head, the light catches on this part of your skin, whether you have makeup on or not. So to me, it is natural to put a little bit of light back into your face at that point. Okay, let's go on to eyes, because this is definitely something I have not stopped doing. It's so easy. I've gotten lots of comments from y'all in my past couple of videos. And this product especially, in my opinion, is a must-have if you like a shimmery lid. This is the RMS Eye Lights in the shade Moon Dust. Oh, I love this so much. I have 5 of these shades now, I think. Moon Dust is probably my favorite. Sunbeam probably comes in second. I think it's Sunbeam. It's the peach color. I have Strobe, I have Supernova, and I have a limited edition one. I think it's called Lunar. I really love all of them. But you need the tiniest amount. And I'm just going to take, I don't even know what this is called, a Wing Me number 9 brush. I think it came in one of my kids' Ipsy bags and ended up on my vanity. But I like it for these eye lights. And just apply it onto the lid. It's okay if it goes a little bit up into the crease, but I'm going to be putting a different shade there. So I don't want to put a ton up there. These are very easy to apply. You could apply them with a finger. I feel like I get more coverage when I apply them with a brush. But if you want something like more sheer, more like a true wash of color, then you could definitely apply it with your finger. And then you can build it up. This is another product that's going to last you forever, even if you used it daily. And you could probably use this as a highlight on the face, depending on your skin tone. I have not tried that yet, but I feel like it could work. It just opens up the eyes, nice and brightening. I don't find that it creases on me. I know some people feel like they can't use just cream products without putting a powder on top to help it from creasing. I don't have that problem, but I also don't have oily eyelids. So I can't speak to someone that does have super oily eyelids, how they'll wear. If you do have oily lids and you use these, let us know in the comment section. And then I just take a fluffy brush. This is my Rephr number 27 with the Jones Road Beauty Best Eyeshadow in the shade Peachy Nude. So it's just a single eyeshadow. I have a couple of drawers of my organizers that are reserved for just single shadows. I try not to forget about them. Sometimes I do. But I feel like I've been pulling them out more lately. And this one with the RMS is just a winning combination. I love peach shadow. It's my favorite color to use for shadow and really my favorite blush color. And this one's a soft peach. You can build it up. It's pretty. Just pretty. And then what I love doing lately is taking my Make Beauty Continuum waterproof gel eyeliner in Emerald and using that as my eyeliner. I love how green and peach look together. I love green and peach in general. They're my 2 favorite colors. Green is my favorite color to wear, hence the sweatshirt I'm wearing today. Peach is my favorite eye makeup color, or just makeup color. So being able to put them together is perfect. And I really think that they contrast well off each other and they make this eye look pop a little bit more than if I were to just use like a brown. Love that eyeliner so much. For the lower lash line, I take my Victoria Beckham Cinnamon, which I talked about in my favorites video. about how this is basically what I have been doing since I got this shade for my lower lash line versus taking, like before this, I would have taken that peach color and put it under my eyes, which I mean, I still could, especially if I wanted something a little bit brighter, but I just love putting just a little bit of the cinnamon on the outer corner and then taking a stiffer brush and blending it to the inner corner. I'm gonna put some lips on. If you're new, I'm never super adventurous with my lips. I really just prefer a gloss over anything else. And I'm just gonna use my Rowan Gloss in Remy, which is a pretty kind of beige color. It's definitely more of a neutral nude than any of my other glosses, which tend to lean more pink, but this definitely is more of a beigey brown. For mascara, I did it off camera, but I opened up, because a lot of mine were starting to expire, so I opened up a new one. This is not new to me though. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Original in Burgundy. I love the burgundy shade. I don't even know, like you probably can't even tell that it's burgundy. It's just not quite as harsh as the black, but man, it is, I love this mascara. I love it. My favorite drugstore mascara, hands down. Now I'm gonna show you how I mentioned earlier, if I felt like the blush was kind of taken aback by some of the other products, you can go over that powder and add some more, and it's not going to mess up the powder. And honestly, it kind of it meshes a little better with the highlight, just like a finishing touch if you feel like you need it. So that's it. That is the look that I have really, especially the eyes, been gravitating to over and over and over again lately. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll have everything listed and linked down in the description box. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.